So other benefits of pet therapy, which includes we can making the patients to happier, and we can reduce the depression in the patient, and we can improve the outlook on life. Even we can decrease the loneliness, and we can decrease the isolation by giving you a company. And even we can reduce the boredom in the sense feeling of or being a bore, reducing anxiety because of its calming effects, and helping children learn empathic and nurturing skills. Empathic in the sense, like as I said, like sharing the feelings. Okay, improving the relationship between you and your healthcare provider. Okay, these are the benefits we can get from the pet therapy. Okay, then the next one is why animals, why we need to choose only the animals, why not other things. Okay, why animals means because they are less lonely. Okay, they'll feel less lonely, and the animals are less depressed, and that may change from routine, and there are a renewal of old friendships, and entertaining, and they always entertain the people. And petting encourages uses of hands, arms, stretching and turning. Okay, petting always may encourage the patients to use the hands and use the arms, and it may having the stretching or turning the head or movements. Then the stroking a dog or cat reduce the BP. When the stroking in the sense when the patient is moving his hand or turning his hand. Okay, that when the dog does like that, so even cats do that thing, it may reduce the BP also. Okay, these are the why we need to choose the animals in the sense, this is the reason. Okay, then what are the conditions which benefit from the animal assisted therapy? What are the animal, what are the conditions which we can have a benefit from this therapy? What are those means? That may be cancer. Okay, if there is a disease condition as cancer, okay, in the cancer what will happen means it may improve the depression and oxygen saturation. Okay, in dementia, when the patient is suffering from the dementia, in the dementia patients it may improve the heating habit and calming effect, and it may improve the self esteem, even communication skills also. When the patient is suffering from the heart problems, it may lowers the BP, and it may it may control the stress hormone level. Then the mental health, coming to the mental health, children's with pervasive in the sense like the children is suffering from the physical defects. Okay, when the person is when the children is suffering from the pervasive development, means physical defects, disorders which may becomes playful and social after the therapy. Even autistic children's also, even for pervasive children's and even autistic children's also, these play therapy these animal therapy may be helpful for playful as well as the social. Okay, then the psychiatric disorders, in the psychiatric disorders even it may helpful in the schizophrenia patients, it may help in the anxiety patients, and it may improve ability of independent self care and experiences the pleasure. Even it may reduces the anxiety, even it may reduces the pain in the patient. And it's well known and scientifically proven that interaction with a gentle friendly pet has a significant benefits. Even when we are interacting with the pets, or when we are interacting with the pet animals, okay, even they are having some benefits for our health. Okay, they are having some benefits for to prevent some sort of diseases. Okay, that is scientifically proven. Okay, the physical wealth, how it may affect on the physical health, how these interaction with the how the interaction with the pets, how can it may helpful in the physical health, means in the physical health it may lowers the blood pressure. Okay, it lowers the blood pressure, and it may it may improves the cardiovascular system, and it may releases the oxytocin that have calming effect, and diminishes overall physical pain, and it may act of petting produces an atomic relaxation and responses, reducing the amount of medication some folks needs. Okay, even in the physical health, even it may improve the patient's physical health. It may lower the blood pressure, and it may improve the cardiovascular system related the heart problem if the patient is suffering. And even this animal therapy may be helpful, and even it may releases some endorphins or oxytocin, these are the hormones. Okay, when it releases in the central nervous system, there will having a calming effect or relaxation effect. Okay, even whenever the patient is suffering from any physical pains, that may be headache or back pain or stomach pain, any other physical muscle pain and all joint pains, okay, even it may diminishes when we are using a animal therapy. And that the act of petting produces a automatic relaxation responses and the reducing amount of medication some folks needs, okay. Even when the patient is habituated to the pets, okay, even that may having the automatic relaxation the patients may produce, and even it may reduces the taking the medications, means in the sense like when the patient is habituated to the pets, even when they were habituated with the pets, even some little bit of disease symptoms may reduce. So when the symptoms are reducing, even automatically we may stop the medications, okay. Next, in mental health, how these when we are exposing or when we are with the pets, okay, how can interaction, when we are having good interaction with the pets, how can it may improve your mental health, how it may affect on the mental health, means lifts spirits and lessens depressions, okay. Okay, even it may lift the spirit in the sense like it may gives good like for our spirit or for our soul, it may give good health, and it may decreases the depression, and it may decreases the feeling of isolation and alienation means when feeling of disconnected with the people, when the people are suffering from feeling of disconnected with the other people, that also maybe decreases, and encourages the communication with others, even provide comfort, and it may increases the socialization, and it may reduces the boredom, it may reduces the anxiety, and it may helps children to overcome speech and emotional disorders, and it may these animal therapy may creates motivation for the clients to recovery fast, and it may reduces the loneliness, okay. That is comes under mental health. Then we'll move on to the reading, how the animal therapy may be helpful in the reading, okay. These in the under the reading, okay, it may helps children to focus better on a particular topic, and it may improves literacy skills in the children, and it may provides a non-stressful non-judgmental environment to the children, and it may increases the self-confidence in the children, and it may decreases the or reduces the self-conscious in the patient children, okay. That is comes under in reading. And in physical therapy, how far it may be affected, means it may in the physical therapy it may increases the joint movement and improves recovery time, and it may maintains or increases the motor skills, and it may provides the motivation to move more and stretch further and exercise longer, okay. This here comes under physical, okay. Physically this may be increases the joint movements, it may improve the recovery time, okay. Quickly they can recover from their diseases, and they can maintain or they can increases the motor skills, okay. And even it may provides good motivation to move forward or to move more, and it may provide motivation for stretch their hands or stretch their body further, and it may uses or provides the motivation to do the exercises longer period, okay. Next we'll move on to the children's, those who are with the special needs, okay. When the children's, okay, when the children's, even in the children it may child improves reading skills, okay, even mental stimulation of the children, and even example, okay. If we want to take any example, those who are under the animal therapy, the children's, those who are under the animal therapy, even under animal therapy the children are taking animal therapy, even in the children that may improve the reading skills, and that may improve the mental stimulation. Example, a child recovering from traumatic brain injury experiences a considerable difficulty dressing and grooming due to loss of functions in one arm, okay. You take an example, okay. You take example like, for example, a child is recovering for traumatic brain injury, okay. When he is recovering from the traumatic brain injury means completely he may lose his functions, right. So when he is experiencing these sort of brain injuries and all, it is very difficult to for him to dress up or to wear the dressing or to clean your groomings and all, so because they will lose their function on their arm. In those conditions or in those situations, these animal therapy may be helpful. How this may be helpful means, the therapist may ask the child to reach out with the weak arm to pet brush or even feed the dog. So already the patient is feeling very difficult to do dressing or very difficult to do grooming, okay, the child. So what we need to do means we need to advise the children to as a therapist we need to advise the children to ask the child to reach out with the weak arm to a pet, okay. We need to encourage the child to stretch their arm, because already they are losing the function, right? So we need to encourage the child to stretch the arm, weak arm to a pet. And even we need to ask the child to brush or even feed the dog with the weakened arm. With the weakened arm itself we need to advise the child to feed the dog, or we need to ask the child to brush for the dog, okay. Thereby a wrist which what may be added to a weak arm to be developed strength, child becomes motivated, excited to participate. So even whichever the weak arm or loss of function there in the arm, that may be when we are encouraging the patients to do that feeding or brushing and all for a dog, it may be it may give some sort of encouragement to the patient, and that may develop the weak arm may develop for strength. So weak arm becomes weak arm develop strength, and child become motivated, and after that he may be excited to participate in the animal therapy. Here what kind of animals participate in the pet therapy or animal therapy? What kind of animals? Mostly they will train for the pet therapy or animal therapy. Means here domestic animals like such as cats, dogs, birds, hippo, calf, lamb, or coached rodent, and farm animals, horses, fish. Even fishes also they will use as a animal therapy. See, for example, you take aquarium, okay. See, for all our houses aquarium will be there, right? So when we'll see the aquarium, when we are feeling lonely, or when we are feeling depression, when we are feeling anxious, or when we'll feeling stress or any physical or mental disorders, okay, when we'll watch, when we look at the aquarium, when the fishes are moving in the water, we'll feel some sort of relaxation, we'll feel some sort of relief in our mind. So even fishes also may helpful in the animal therapy. Then how does it works? So how does it works, the animal therapy or pet therapy? How does it works means these animals are socialized, okay. Socialized in the sense always how the humans are socializing with one another, they also, these animals also socialized, so they also were having good communication with the human beings. And reinforce rehabilitative behaviors in patients, and throwing a ball, walking, verbal response. Hippotherapy may improve posture, balance, coordination, okay. These animal therapy may reinforce the rehabilitative behaviors, okay, in the patients. How throwing a ball, okay. When this dog is throwing a ball, so automatically the patient supposed to stretch his hands and to catch the ball. That also one type of reinforcement. And walking, okay, when he is useful in the walking, and even verbal response, even we can talk with the pet animals also, okay. Even hippotherapy also, hippo also one of the animal, right? So that therapy also which may improve the posture, position, and balance and coordination, okay. Concern related to animal assisted therapy, okay. Here what are the concerns which are related to the animal assisted therapy means here it may lowers the self esteem if animals rejects, okay. What are the concerns is sometimes, okay, we need to remember this must and should, okay. Lowers self esteem if animal rejects. So see, if you want to habituated with the animals, so after seeing animals you may feel some relaxation, so you may believe that so you are getting relief from your disease condition. So when a animal rejects you, okay, it automatically lowers the self esteem. And if a animal death, okay, death of animal, okay, when you are habituated with the animal, okay, if a sudden death occurs in the animal, what will happen? Automatically you may go into grief or guilt. and human injury if animals are selected inappropriately. So when you are selecting animals for animal therapy or pet therapy, you need to select a appropriate animal. If not, there will be a human injury may be occur, because that animal may be inappropriate animal may be injury to the patient. Okay, then zoonotic diseases. Okay, here the zoonotic diseases in the sense, if lack of sound sanitation, veterinary supervision. Okay, sometimes no zoonotic disease in the sense, like no, when if you are not giving a proper bath to the animal, if you are not brushing properly to the animal, or if there is no, if they are not having a sound sanitation, or if they are not having a veterinary, means we need to give once in a three monthly one, like no, in a 3 months one time, at least one time we need to give vaccination for the animals. Okay, like that, if veterinary supervision is not available, or if there is a lack of sound sanitation or hygiene and all, lack of hygiene and all for the animals, there will be a zoonotic diseases may occurs to the patient. Okay, then how does it works means, like no, then the interdisciplinary cooperations, like interdisciplinary cooperation means, you know, always that should be disciplined. Okay, they supposed to listen when we are saying, and they supposed to follow when we are giving the commandments. Okay, so like physicians, veterinarians, nursing staff, activity directors, therapists, and volunteers. Okay, even the key to successful assisted alternative therapies, when, okay, when we'll have a successful after using these alternate assisted animal assisted therapy, means when it will become successful means, when there is a cooperation of physicians, when there is a cooperation from the veterinarians, or when there is a cooperation with the nursing staff, or when there is a cooperation with the activity directors, when we'll have a cooperation with the therapist as well as the volunteers. Okay, when we are having this interdisciplinary team, these all are the teams. Okay, so when we are having a good coordination and cooperation from these team, even we'll have a successful in the animal assisted therapy. Even planning also, planning also plays a key role in the successful of the animal assisted therapy. Planning, like realistic goals you need to have, even you need to have some expectations after using animal therapy. The patients may get recover from their diseases, we need to have some expectations, then only we can plan according to that. Even anticipating problems, and we need to know the what are the problems they were facing, and after finding of all the problems, we need to develop some solutions prior to the problems. Even that may be also, that plannings also may be give successful for the animal therapy. Even supervision, so always one supervisor should be there with patient as well as the with animal, because there may be some sort of disturbances or injuries may be happen. So animal selection, so when we are selecting the animal for the animal therapy or pet therapy, always we need to see the type of animal and breed of animal, size of animal, age of animal, and sex of animal, and medical or behavioral history of the animal, and the natural behavior of the animal. Everything we need to check when we are selecting a animal for the pet therapy. And we need to give some trainings before taking that animal for a animal therapy or pet therapy. We need to give some trainings to the animals, that may gives a positive reinforcement. And pet therapy and mental health, how far this pet therapy may be helpful in the mental health, already we have discussed, but still we'll see in detailedly. Okay, a wide range of mental health conditions are now treated through pet therapy programs. Okay, nowadays they were conducting some pet therapy programs. Okay, in the psychiatry, even they were providing some sort of type of pet therapy programs. Okay, they were conducting pet therapy programs to treat the mental psychiatric disorders. Even interaction with animals are considered to offer benefits to the patients, those who are suffering for post traumatic stress disorder or autism, or any challenging psychotic disorders. Okay, when we are interacting with the animals, when we are having a good interaction with the animals, even that is giving some benefits to the patients, mostly those who are suffering from the post traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, or any autism in the children, and when they were facing some challenges in the psychiatric disorders. Okay, when you all have a interaction, you will see some benefits. Okay, then the animal therapy is also used extensively to treat depression, Petting an animal is believed to cause the release of endorphins, feel good neurotransmitters, which can have an extremely positive impact in patients dealing with depressive disorders. Okay, not only treating the post traumatic or anxiety or whatever other disorders. Okay, here the animal therapy also used in the treating depression. When the patients are suffering from the depression, even we can use this animal therapy. Why means, when we are having good interaction, good, when we are habituated with the animals, even the animals, okay, when we believe, we supposed to believe that it may causes the release of endorphins. When there is a release of endorphins, these are the good neurotransmitters. Okay, endorphins are the good neurotransmitters. Okay, these may give extremely positive impact in the patients, those who are suffering from the depressive disorders. That is the way. So there will be when we are having interaction with the pet animals, there will be a release of endorphins. When there is a relief of endorphins, which may give a positive impact in the patients, those who are suffering from the depression. That is the way we can treat the depression also by using animal therapy. Dogs and other animals have taken part in visiting programs to assisted living centers for elderly people for many years. Even see, the most of the countries, if you take USA, UAE countries, or other all like Arabic countries, okay, all foreign countries and all, mostly they were completely addicted to the animals. Okay, they will see, you don't think that only the India, that compared to worldwide, only Indians are using the pets in their homes. Less amount of people are using pets in their homes compared to other countries. Okay, if you'll go for USA and all, completely for each family, okay, even in the family around 4-5 dogs, 4-5 cats, horses. Okay, nicely they will maintain a good interaction, they will maintain a good communication with the pets. Okay, they feels that, like, no, even they are treating that animals as their family member. Okay, like that they will have a good love and affection towards the animal. So that is the way, in the most of the people, they will select the dogs itself, because all people are believing that dogs are very faithful towards the animals. Okay, so dogs and other animals also haven't take part. Not only the dogs, even other animals also, they were taking as a part to visiting programs. So already the pet therapy programs also they were conducting right nowadays. So to visiting the programs, even they will take dogs and other animals also. Even they will take these dogs or other animals as a assistant for the patient. Okay, they'll take as a assistant for the patient. For many years onwards, they were using these. Why we need to take assistant when the people are elderly people or old age people, if they cross 50 or 60, because they need one assistant, right? Here they won't take any human being, they'll take a animal itself. Okay, although these type of interaction can certainly lift up the spirits, and those living in such centers, Alzheimer's experts felt more could be gained through structured animal assisted information programs. Even by using these type of programs, even Alzheimer's diseases also we can Alzheimer's experts, Alzheimer's people also, they can, this is also one of the psychiatric disorder, and these people also they can feel some sort of gaining. Okay, and these type of interactions may lift up the spirits in the patients, and they can have a good skills also. And therapy animals have also been successfully used with treatment programs for individuals with substance abuse issues. So if you, not only the treating these like, disease conditions, even if the people are suffering from the substance abuse issues and all, like drug addiction, smoking addiction, alcohol addiction and all, okay, even that type of substance abuses also, even these animals may be helpful to treat the patient. The presence of an animal can itself help calm the patient down and prepare them to face their demons. Okay, even the presence of animal in a home, or even the presence of the animal with the patient, even that may be helpful for the patient to down and to prepare them to face their new challenges or to face their illness. Addicts often focus almost exclusively on themselves, okay, and engaging with an animals can encourage them to think about the needs of others, okay. Even when you are engaging with the animals always, okay, even that engaging with animals, even you can have a some sort of encouragement to think about others needs also, okay. Then delivered in a group setting, addicts also more likely to interact socially with others if an animal is involved, okay. When they were the addicted to any other addicting also, which may improve the, which may reduces in the animal therapy, okay. When they are having a good interaction socially with others also, that may be animal also may be involved, okay. If you are not only with the patients, even when the patient is involving or when the patient is having interaction with the society, other people, even these animal also can involve in that setting. Even doctors observing how the addict deals with the animal also get a greater insight into the patient's self-esteem issues, helping them identify specific coping mechanisms and healthier new behaviors, okay. Even doctors also supposed to observe how the addict deals, okay. The addicted persons, okay, drug addicted persons are there, human addicted persons are there, human addicted persons, there are the many addictions are there. So even when you are having a good interaction with the animals, okay, in those condition type of patients also, even doctors also may have a good insight to know their patients self-esteem, and they can have a help through animal therapy. Even they can have a identify specific coping mechanisms and healthy behaviors in the patient. Next, a role of a nurse. What is our role as a nurse? What is our role in the animal therapy? Okay, here often integrated into counseling programs, okay, that may give offer to integrated in the counseling program. And animal therapy can help learn more about teamwork, okay. Role of a nurse, even animal therapy can help the people to learn more about teamwork, even having a good communication, even at that may be trust, improves the trust and self expression also, okay. Journal, okay. Here some studies for pet therapy, they have did some research work also, okay. Study done in psychiatry center, 250 patients referred for therapeutic recreation session on animal assisted therapy, which reduces anxiety levels of psychiatric patients, okay. If you will take as a psychiatry, okay, they have done their research on animal assisted therapy, okay. They have taken the psychiatric patients, how far these animal therapy may affect or may improve the psychiatric patients health, okay. So here they have taken 250 patients, okay. They are provided animal assisted therapy to the patients as a therapeutic recreation, okay. After using animal therapy for 250 patients, okay, thereby they found, or they research, they did research like that, how means, okay, that maybe reduces the anxiety levels in the psychiatric patients, okay. The pre and post treatment crossover study design was used, and result is statistically significant reductions in the anxiety scores were found, and psychotic disorders, mood disorders also maybe we can reduce by using animal therapy. Even cardiac patients also, not only the psychiatric patients, even they have did their research study on the cardiac patients also. Under the cardiac patients, they studies, they have did their research study. The studies proven that long survival rate of mental MI, myocardial infarction patients with pets than with no pets, okay. Long survival studies have been given evidence that, or studies are proven that, okay, the most of the long survival rate of myocardial infarction, okay. Myocardial infarction means this is other type of cardiac arrest. So the most of the long survival, or they're having a long survival rate in a MI patients with pets than the no pets. When they were under the animal therapy, those candidates are having the long survival rate when they were suffering with the myocardial infarctions rather than the no pets, okay. they have they have compared with two, like when they were not having any pets, or they are not under, if they are not under the animal therapy, those who are under the animal therapy, those who are under the animal therapy, they are having a survival rate of MI is more. Those are not under the animal therapy, the survival rate is very less in the MI. Okay, this is the even journals also have, even researchers also have proven about the pet therapy. Okay, this is the what we have discussed till far. Okay, we have discussed about pet therapy. Okay, pet therapy, in the under the pet therapy we have seen the definition for the pet therapy. Pet therapy is also known as animal therapy or animal assisted therapy. Okay, and the activities we have seen, the therapy and treatment goals, and by animals only we need to select what are the conditions, disease conditions we can benefit from the therapy, and we have seen how far it may be helpful on our health, and how far it may be effect on the children's, and what kind of animals, and how does it works, and what are the concerns we need to take while using this, what are the successful key roles, and pet therapy on mental health. And next we have seen some programs also, and role of nurse, and journals, means like scientist and all. Okay, thank you, thank you ma'am.